Okay, let's review some things with functions. So given the function f of x equals 2 to the x, let's find f of 3. Okay, so to find f of 3, we need to write f of x equals 2 to the x. However, we will replace every x that we see, that's this one and that one, with 3's. So that means f of 3 turns into 2 to the third, which is of course 2 times 2 times 2. I wouldn't expect you to show that step, but that would simplify to 8. So given the function g of x equals x to the 2, let's find g of 3, replace all the x's with 3's, and you have g of 3 equals 3 squared, so that becomes 9. How about this one? This is more complicated. H of x is the function 10 to the x plus 3 times x. Let's find h of 2. Now, I get that there's now 2 x's to the right of the equal sign. Unlike earlier, there was only 1 x to the right of the equal sign and only 1 x to the right of the equal sign. But we still just should be very consistent. Replace every x that we see here with a 2. And you'll have h of 2 equals 10 to the 2 plus 3 times 2. Now follow the order of operations. 100, and I guess in the same step, we can get away with simplifying the multiplication of 3 times 2 to be 6. You get 106. Okay, given the function f of x equals 3x squared, find f of 10. So everywhere you see an x, replace with a 10. You have f of 3 equals 3 times 10 squared. Follow order of operations here. Sometimes people do 3 times 10 first and get a 30, but you've got to do the exponent first. So 3 times 100, you get 300. How about this? G of x is 3x quantity squared. Find g of 10. So replace all the x's with 10's, and you have g of 3 equals 3 times 10 quantity squared. Here's where we need to do what's in parentheses first. 30 squared, that's going to be 900. Here's a second way to answer this. G of 3 equals 3 times 10 squared. And we can actually apply our exponent law we saw earlier. So this is our ab to the nth equals a to the nth times b to the nth. So 3 squared times 10 squared. So 9 times 100, which is also 900. So just demonstrating that we can use one of the exponent laws from this day to simplify and get 900 using a slightly different format. Okay, so just, yeah, I said this, but in case somebody's not listening to the recording, 3 times 10 quantity squared. I mean, if they're just looking at slides, that becomes 3 squared times 10 squared using this formula. Okay, let's try this one. Given the function h of x equals x to the 306 over x to the 303, find h of 2. So first of all, just plug in a 2 everywhere you see an x, right? So remember, for this function notation stuff, we're just writing this here, except we are replacing every time we see an x with a 2. So it looks like that. Now, to simplify this, sometimes the thought is, oh, I'm just punched 2 to the 306th power in my calculator. That's not going to work on any calculator. That's just not going to work on any calculator. So instead, we should apply the formula we just saw, that when you divide things with the same base, you subtract the exponents. So this will become 2 to the 306 minus 303. Go ahead and do the arithmetic there. Simplify the exponent to be a 3, and 2 to the third is 8. Right? So this is a key kind of question, I think, to show that a calculator is not going to be all that useful. You're going to need to apply the rules that we have. This is the type of question that gets written in order to be able to exercise and practice the formulas we have. Right? Computing 2 to the 306th power would take forever. Certainly by hand, it would take forever, and a calculator wouldn't even deal with it. So instead, we turn this into that, right? We turn this into that using this formula that we had just shown was true just a moment ago.